Alex sat on his couch with his hands wrapped around a coffee mug. His boss, Linda Patel, sat across from him, typing furiously on her tablet. In the kitchen, the alien named Zuri was opening every cabinet and examining the contents with intense interest. "So let me get this straight," Linda said without looking up. "You accidentally pushed some buttons, and a diplomatic representative from the Lyrian Collective popped out of your wall." "I didn't know she was in there," Alex said for the 10th time. "They told me it was a cooling unit." Linda sighed and rubbed her temples. "This is a mess. According to our records, Zuri arrived nearly 30 years ago during the first contact mission. There was a change in leadership back on her world, and the mission was put on hold. Somehow, in all the shuffling of departments and paperwork, she was forgotten." Alex stared at her in disbelief. "How do you forget an alien in a tube?" A crash from the kitchen made them both turn. Zuri had dropped a frying pan and was now studying it with fascination. "The materials of your cooking tools are so primitive," she called out cheerfully. "How do you prevent molecular transfer during heating?" "We don't," Alex muttered. Linda lowered her voice. "The bigger problem is that you woke her up. In Lyrian culture, that's significant. The person who wakes another from ceremonial sleep is considered there's no perfect translation. Something like a guardian or caretaker." "What does that mean exactly?" Alex asked, suddenly nervous. His question was answered when Zuri appeared directly in front of him, moving with surprising speed. She placed her lavender hands on his shoulders and looked deep into his eyes with those strange purple ones. "I have studied your dwelling and found it acceptable, though lacking in proper air filtration," she announced. "As my awakener, you have taken responsibility for my well-being during my time on Earth. In return, I will ensure your continued health and success." Alex looked at Linda with panic. What is she talking about? Linda winced. "That's what I was trying to explain. In her culture, you're now culturally bonded. She believes it's her duty to look after you, and your duty to guide her. But that's not." "I didn't," Alex sputtered. Zuri patted his cheek. "Do not worry. I understand this is unexpected for you. I will be patient while you adjust to our bond." With that, she returned to the kitchen and resumed her exploration. "Fix this," Alex hissed at Linda. "We can't," she whispered back. "Relations with the Lyrians are finally improving after decades of careful diplomacy. If we offend one of their representatives by ignoring their cultural practices, it could set us back years. So what am I supposed to do?" Linda stood up and straightened her jacket. "Congratulations, Carter. You've just been reassigned. Your new job is to be Zuri's cultural liaison and roommate." She handed him a folder. "Here's your new security clearance and a guide to what we know about Lyrian customs. Good luck." Before Alex could protest, Linda was out the door. He sat frozen, staring at the folder in his hands. Zuri appeared again, this time holding his toothbrush. "This cleaning tool is inadequate for proper dental hygiene," she declared. "I will modify it to better remove bacterial colonies." "That's not necessary," Alex said quickly, reaching for the toothbrush. Zuri held it away from him. "As your bonded companion, your health is my responsibility. Your teeth harbor many microscopic life forms that could cause decay. That's normal for humans." Zuri tilted her head, her gill-like structures fluttering with what seemed like confusion. "Intentional bacterial cultivation. Fascinating. Is this why humans have such short lifespans?" Alex sighed and picked up the folder Linda had left. As he flipped it open, Zuri sat beside him. So close their shoulders touched. He tried to scoot away, but she moved with him, maintaining contact. "Personal space," he said, pointing to the gap between them. "Humans need personal space." "Ah." Zuri nodded seriously and moved, exactly 1 inch away. "Better. Not really. I must observe you closely to learn human customs," she explained. "My mission was to understand Earth culture. With 30 years delay, I have much to catch up on." Alex glanced at the first page of the guide, which warned in bold letters, ORIANS value physical proximity as a sign of trust and bond building. This was going to be a long assignment. From the kitchen, his microwave suddenly turned on by itself. Zeri smiled proudly. I have enhanced your food heating device. It now responds to thought patterns to better anticipate your nutritional needs. As the microwave began to play what sounded like a lullaby, Alex dropped his head into his hands. His alien roommate wasn't just here to stay. She was here to improve every aspect of his life, whether he wanted it or not. 1 week after Zeri had emerged from her sleep chamber, Alex's apartment was no longer recognizable. The living room furniture had been rearranged 5 times. The kitchen appliances now made strange humming sounds. And the bathroom. Alex didn't even want to think about what Zeri had done to the shower. It now cleans 87% more efficiently, she had explained proudly, and it plays music based on your mood. Alex stood in the middle of the living room, looking at his couch, which was now hanging from the ceiling. Zeri, he said slowly, why is my couch on the ceiling? The alien appeared from the kitchen, her lavender skin glowing slightly in the dimmed lights. Gravity is such a waste of space, she explained, as if it were obvious. This way, we gain an additional seating area while maintaining floor access. But how am I supposed to sit on it? Zeri blinked her vertical pupil eyes. You climb up, of course. She demonstrated by scaling the wall with surprising ease, her fingers and toes somehow sticking to the surface. She settled comfortably on the upside-down couch and smiled down at him. I can't do that, Alex said. Humans don't stick to walls. Oh, Zeri looked genuinely surprised. How limiting for you. She slid down from the wall with grace. I will make adjustments. Alex sighed. It was time for a serious talk. Zeri, we need to set some rules. Rules are good, she agreed, standing too close as usual. Structure helps build harmonious living arrangements. Exactly. So I've written up a roommate agreement. Alex held up a notebook where he'd spent hours writing down basic guidelines for living together. Zeri took the notebook and flipped through it at incredible speed, her eyes scanning each page in seconds. This is inadequate, she announced, handing it back. What do you mean inadequate? It covers personal space, not rearranging furniture without permission, and not upgrading my appliances without asking first. It fails to address quantum energy alignment in shared spaces, proper air exchange protocols during sleep cycles, or emergency procedures for temporal anomalies. Zeri shook her head. Very incomplete. Before Alex could argue, his phone rang. It was Sam, his friend from college. Hey man, Sam's voice came through. Still on for movies tonight. Alex had completely forgotten. Yeah, of course. 7 o'clock. Perfect. I'll bring beer. After hanging up, Alex noticed Zeri studying him with intense interest. A social gathering, she said. I will prepare. Actually, Zeri, it's just my friend coming over to watch movies. Maybe you could, I don't know, stay in your room. The hurt look on her face made Alex immediately regret his words. Her gill-like structures flattened against her neck. You wish to hide me from your friend, she said quietly. No, that's not it, Alex lied. It's just, humans aren't used to aliens yet. How will they become used to us if we remain hidden? Zeri asked. My mission was to foster understanding between our species. Alex rubbed his face. Fine, you can join us. But please, just act normal. Normal, Zeri repeated. I shall research appropriate human social behaviors immediately. When Sam arrived that evening, Alex opened the door with nervous energy. Hey man, come in. There's something I need to tell you. Your OFFERNG of FERMNTD grain beverage is HCCPTable. Zeri suddenly shouted from behind Alex, making both men jump. Sam stared with wide eyes at the lavender-skinned alien wearing what appeared to be 3 of Alex's t-shirts layered on top of each other. "What the?" Sam whispered. "Sam, this is Zeri. She's my roommate," Alex explained weakly. Zeri stepped forward and grabbed Sam's hand, shaking it with far too much force. "I have studied your human friendship rituals. We shall now consume unhealthy food items and make communities about attractive humans on screen." Sam looked at Alex with raised eyebrows. "Dude, when you said you had a new roommate, I didn't expect this." "It's a long story," Alex sighed. To Alex's surprise, after the initial shock, Sam and Zeri got along amazingly well. Sam asked dozens of questions about Zeri's world, and she was thrilled to share. By the end of the night, they were laughing together about differences between their cultures. As Sam was leaving, he pulled Alex aside. "Your alien roommate is awesome," he whispered. "Weird, but awesome." After Sam left, Zeri turned to Alex with excitement. "I have successfully participated in a human social activity. Our bonding progresses well." Looking at her happy face, Alex couldn't help but smile. "Yeah, I guess it does. Maybe this strange roommate situation wasn't going to be so bad after all." Until he walked into his bedroom and found his bed replaced by a glowing pod filled with blue gel. For better sleep quality, Zari called from the living room. Alex sighed. They really needed to finish that roommate agreement. Alex walked into the Interstellar Relations Department building feeling tired. Last night, Zeri had decided that human sleep cycles were inefficiently long and woke him at 4 a.m. to show him her latest invention, a toaster that could predict what kind of bread he wanted based on his mood. "Good morning, Carter," said his coworker Ben as Alex poured himself an extra-large coffee. "You look terrible." "Try living with an alien who thinks sleep is optional," Alex mumbled. Ben laughed. "How does the famous roommate situation going?" Before Alex could answer, Linda Patel rushed over, looking worried. "Alex, we have a situation. The Lyrian delegation has arrived early. They're asking for Zari." Alex nearly spilled his coffee. "What? They weren't supposed to come for another month." "Plans changed. They're in the main conference room right now." Linda lowered her voice, "And they don't look happy." 20 minutes later, Alex stood nervously in the back of the conference room. 5 Lyrians sat at the table, their lavender skin a shade darker than Zeri's. They wore formal-looking silver robes with strange symbols. The tallest one, clearly the leader, had what looked like small crystals embedded in his forehead. The door opened, and Zeri walked in, wearing her usual mix of human clothes. Today it was jeans and 3 different t-shirts layered on top of each other. When she saw the other Lyrians, she stopped suddenly. "Navari," she said, staring at the leader. "Is that you?" The tall Lyrian stood. "Sister, you look different." Alex's jaw dropped. "Sister." Zeri rushed forward and pressed her forehead against her brother's in what must have been a Lyrian greeting. "Why are you here?" "The cultural exchange program isn't scheduled for completion yet." "Things have changed," Navari said coldly. "Our family has risen to the High Council. Father sent me to bring you home immediately." Zeri stepped back. "Home? But my mission." "Your mission was a mistake," Navari cut her off. "Humans are not ready for full cultural exchange. They are primitive and dangerous." Alex saw Zeri's back stiffen. "They are neither primitive nor dangerous. They are different, yes, but they have many admirable qualities." Navari looked past her, his cat-like eyes finding Alex in the corner. "Is this your awakener? The one who released you from stasis?" Zeri turned and beckoned to Alex. With shaking legs, he walked forward to stand beside her. "This is Alex Carter," she said proudly. "He has been my guide to human culture. We share living space." Navari's eyes narrowed. A cultural guardian bond with a human. This is inappropriate for someone of your status, sister. One of the human officials cleared his throat. Perhaps we should discuss diplomatic matters first, before personal concerns. This is a diplomatic matter, Naveri said sharply. My sister is a member of a ruling family. Her cultural bonds have political implications. Zeri placed a hand on Alex's arm. My bond with Alex has shown me that humans and Lyrians can live together peacefully. Our daily interactions prove that our species are compatible. Compatibility is not the issue, Naveri argued. The High Council fears that Earth is not ready for the technology and knowledge our full cultural exchange would bring. We have reports of human aggression, resource hoarding, and environmental destruction. Alex felt uncomfortable as all eyes turned to him, as if he personally represented all of humanity's flaws. Humans are young as a spacefaring species, Zeri said, but they learn quickly and adapt well. Alex has adjusted to my presence with remarkable flexibility. Naveri looked unconvinced. The council has decided. Limited contact only. And you are to return home with us today. The room went silent. Alex felt a strange tightness in his chest at the thought of Zeri leaving. Zeri stood taller, her gill-like structures flaring with emotion. I cannot. My cultural bond with Alex is not complete. In our traditions, an awakening bond must run its natural course. This is human influence making you defy tradition, Naveri said angrily. No, brother. This is me honoring our oldest traditions over political convenience. Zeri's voice was firm. I will not return until my bond with Alex has reached its natural conclusion. The human officials looked nervous as tension filled the room. Alex suddenly realized that what had started as an awkward roommate situation had somehow become the center of interstellar politics. And whether he liked it or not, his relationship with Zori was now much more than just sharing an apartment. It had become a test case for the future of human-Lyrian relations. As Naveri stared at them with cold anger, Alex wondered what he had gotten himself into. 2 weeks after the tense meeting with Naveri, things had gotten stranger for Alex. Zeri's behavior had changed dramatically. She followed him everywhere, even more closely than before. She scanned his food with a small silver device before he could eat it. And most disturbing of all, she insisted on standing guard outside the bathroom door whenever he showered. This is getting ridiculous, Alex said one morning as Zeri hovered near him while he ate breakfast. I need some space. Space is dangerous, Zori replied, her eyes constantly moving, checking the windows and doors. Especially now. What do you mean, especially now? Alex put down his spoon. What's going on that you're not telling me? Instead of answering, Zeri took his cereal bowl and dumped it in the trash. Hey, I was eating that. The milk has been contaminated, she said quietly. Small traces of Lyrian biochemicals. Not immediately harmful to humans, but they would make you sick over time. Alex stared at her. Contaminated. How? What are you talking about? Zeri finally sat down across from him, her purple eyes serious. 3 of your coworkers have gotten sick in the past week, correct? Alex nodded slowly. Linda and 2 others had called in sick with what seemed like a bad flu. It is not a human illness, Zeri explained. Someone is poisoning your department. Someone who doesn't want humans and Lyrians to work together. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. Are you sure? Yes, I have been testing your food, water, and air since Naveri's visit. The contamination is subtle but real. She looked genuinely worried, her gill-like structures flat against her neck. This is why I have been watching you so closely. The next day, Alex arrived at work early. Instead of going to his office, he went to the building's security room, where Sam worked as a part-time guard while finishing college. I need a favor, Alex said after explaining the situation. Sam looked skeptical, but agreed to help. The security cameras in the break room should show who's been near the coffee machine and refrigerator. They spent hours going through footage until Sam pointed at the screen. Wait, go back. Alex rewound the video. A man in a maintenance uniform was spraying something into the air vents. "That's not one of our regular maintenance guys," Sam said. Alex zoomed in on the man's face. "I've never seen him before either." Later that day, Alex and Zeri waited in Linda's office. When she arrived, looking pale and tired, Alex locked the door behind her. "We need to talk," he said. "You've been poisoned." Linda's eyes widened. "What?" Alex explained what they had discovered. Linda sank into her chair. "Actually, this makes sense," she admitted. "I got a weird message last week from another alien group, the Vex Consortium. They offered us exclusive trade deals if we would cut ties with the Lyrians." "The Vex," Zeri hissed, her normally calm voice angry. "They did the same thing on my world decades ago. They try to isolate species, make them dependent on Vex technology." Linda looked at them both. "So what do we do?" "We need evidence," Alex said. "We have the security footage, but we need to prove the substance is harmful and where it came from." Zeri nodded. "I can analyze the chemicals. But we must be careful. The Vex have agents everywhere." As they left Linda's office, a tall man in a dark suit stopped them in the hallway. "Alex Carter," he said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "And the famous Lyrian roommate. I'm Jack Porter, special advisor to the diplomatic corps." Alex felt Zeri stiffen beside him. Her hand slipped into his and squeezed hard. A warning. "Nice to meet you," Alex said, trying to sound normal. "But we're in a hurry." "Of course," Porter said smoothly. "But I'd love to discuss your unique living situation sometime. Perhaps over dinner. I have some concerns about security protocols." After they walked away, Zeri whispered, "That man is not human." "What?" Alex nearly stumbled. "His skin doesn't move right. It's a Vex biosuit. They can disguise themselves to look human, but the movement is never perfect." Her voice was grim. "They know we're onto them." That night, as Alex lay in bed, he had finally convinced Zeri to change it back from the gel pod. He heard a noise from the living room. He got up to investigate and found Zeri packing a bag. "What are you doing?" he asked. "We need to leave," she said. "Now. They're coming for us." As if on cue, a car pulled up outside with its lights off. "How did you know?" Alex whispered, grabbing his phone and wallet. "The Vex wouldn't let us expose them," Zeri said. "Grab only what you need. We have to go somewhere safe." Alex realized with a jolt that his simple life as an engineer was over. He was now caught in the middle of an interstellar conspiracy, and his only ally was his obsessive alien roommate. 6 months after the Scarran attack, the U.S. Intrepid floated in space dock, looking very different than before. Its hull now gleamed with a silvery blue metal. Lyrian technology merged with human design. New engines extended from its rear, twice as powerful as the old ones. Inside, the ship was even more changed. Human and Lyrian crew members worked side by side. The bridge had both human control panels and Lyrian mental interfaces. Engineering contained technology from both worlds. Captain Sam Carter stood in his quarters, adjusting his new uniform. It combined the blue of Earth's fleet with silver trim representing Illyria. A knock came at his door. "Enter," he called. Princess Zara stepped in. She too wore a new uniform, the traditional silver of Illyrian royalty, but cut in the practical style of human space clothing. "Are you ready, Captain?" she asked. "The crew is assembled in the main hangar." Sam nodded. "I still can't believe your father approved all this." Zara smiled. "The Emperor may be set in his ways, but he recognizes when change is necessary." The melding convinced him more than any words could have. They walked together through the corridors of the ship. Crew members nodded respectfully as they passed. Since the battle with the Scarrans, many things had changed in the galaxy. The unique partnership between humans and Illyrians had inspired other species to reconsider old boundaries. The main hangar was packed with people, humans and aliens standing together. Sam and Zara moved to a small platform at the front. "Crew of the Intrepid," Sam began. "6 months ago, we faced an enemy that nearly destroyed us. Today, we embark on a different kind of mission. Not just exploration, but a new way for our peoples to work together." Zara stepped forward. "For 10 million years, Illyrians have traveled the stars. We thought we had seen everything. We were wrong. Humans have shown us that there are always new paths to discover." From the crowd, Olivia, Joe, Ben, Ryan, and Kate watched with pride. All had been promoted for their actions during the crisis. All had chosen to remain aboard the Intrepid for its new mission. "Our ship now carries the best of both our worlds," Sam continued. "Human creativity and Illyrian wisdom. Together, we will explore regions no Alliance ship has visited before." The hangar doors opened. Outside, a fleet of ships waited. Vessels from many Alliance species formed an honor guard for the Intrepid's departure. A tall figure entered the hangar. Everyone bowed as Emperor Thaxus walked forward. He wore formal robes and carried a staff of office. "Before you depart," the Emperor said, his deep voice filling the hangar, "I wish to share something with your crew." He looked at Sam. "In 10,000 years of space travel, Illyrians have never found a species so complementary to our own." The Emperor raised his staff. "There is an ancient saying among my people. The stars welcome those who come with new eyes. For generations, we forgot its meaning. Thanks to humans, we remember now." He touched the staff to Sam's shoulder, then to Zara's. "This mission carries the hopes of 2 worlds. Go with my blessing." After the ceremony, as final preparations for departure began, Sam found Zara on the observation deck, looking out at the stars. "Nervous?" he asked. "A little," she admitted. "This is uncharted territory in more ways than one." Sam understood what she meant. The faint connection between their minds remained from the melding. Not as strong as before, but present. A bridge between their species. "Your father seemed different today," Sam said. "More open to change." Zara nodded. "He told me something interesting. After meeting you, he reviewed our oldest prophecies himself. He found references to twin minds across the void that would renew the ancient ones. He believes it means humans and Illyrians." "No pressure, then," Sam joked. Zara laughed, a sound that had become familiar on the ship. The intercom sounded. "Captain, Princess, we're ready for departure." Together, they walked to the bridge. The view screen showed open space before them, untraveled and full of possibility. "Course, Captain?" asked the navigator. Sam looked at Zara. Something passed between them, not just through their lingering mental connection, but through the understanding that had grown between them. "Outward," Sam said simply, "to the places neither of our peoples have been." The new hybrid engines hummed to life. The U.S. Intrepid moved forward, carrying human determination and Illyrian wisdom into the unknown. Behind them, Earth and Illyria began a new chapter in their histories. Ahead lay stars no one had yet seen with new eyes. Rain poured down as Alex drove his old car along the dark country road. Beside him, Zeri sat with her strange device, scanning for any signs of pursuit. "Turn here," she said, pointing to a nearly hidden dirt path. Alex followed her directions, the car bumping along the rough road until they reached a small cabin in the woods. "How did you know about this place?" he asked as they rushed through the rain to the door. "Your friend Sam told me about it when you were getting your things," Zeri explained. "He said his family rarely uses it." Inside, the cabin was simple but comfortable, with a small kitchen, a living room with a fireplace, and 2 bedrooms. Alex dropped his bag on the floor and sat heavily on the couch. "I can't believe this is happening," he said. 2 months ago, I was just a normal engineer. Now I'm on the run from alien conspirators." Zeri sat beside him. "I am sorry, Alex. I never meant to bring you into danger." For once, she kept a proper distance between them, and Alex found himself oddly missing her usual closeness. "It's not your fault," he said. So what's our plan? We need to gather evidence of the Vex plot and send it to both human authorities and my brother, Zeri said. Nevari may not trust humans, but he despises the Vex even more. If he learns they are manipulating both our species, he will help us. They spent the next 3 days working together. Zeri used pieces of Alex's phone and some of her own alien technology to build a secure communication device. Alex used his engineering skills to create sensors that could detect the Vex bioweapon. On the 4th day, as a storm raged outside, Alex noticed something strange about Zeri. She seemed to shimmer in and out of focus. "Are you okay?" he asked. "My body is struggling to adapt to Earth's atmosphere without my regular stabilization treatments," she admitted. "The chamber in your wall wasn't just for sleep. It helped maintain my biological functions." Alex felt a wave of concern. "What can I do to help?" "There is nothing to be done," she said with a weak smile. "I will manage." Despite her words, Alex saw her condition worsen over the next day. Her lavender skin grew pale, and she moved more slowly. "We need to get you help," he insisted. "No. If we leave this place, the Vex will find us." She looked at him with those strange purple eyes that had somehow become so familiar to him. "The mission is more important than my comfort." Alex shook his head. "Not to me, it isn't." That night, while Zeri slept fitfully on the couch, Alex made a decision. He used their communication device to send a message to the one person he thought might help them without betraying their location: Nevari. To his surprise, a response came within hours. Nevari agreed to meet them, alone, at a nearby lake. "You contacted my brother?" Zeri asked when Alex told her the plan. She sounded shocked. "Without consulting me." "You need medical help," Alex said firmly. "I'm not going to watch you get sicker when there's something I can do about it." "It could be a trap," she warned. "It's a risk we have to take." When Nevari arrived the next day, he came alone as promised. His eyes widened when he saw his sister's condition. "You are suffering from atmospheric degradation," he said, examining her. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Our mission wasn't complete," Zeri said weakly. Nevari looked at Alex with new respect. "You contacted me to help her, even knowing I might turn you over to your authorities." Alex nodded. "She's more important than the politics." Something changed in Nevari's expression. "Perhaps I have misjudged humans," he admitted. "On our world, we would say you have shown KF, putting another's needs before your own safety." He gave Zeri a small silver device that seemed to help her breathe easier almost immediately. "Now," Nevari said, "tell me about these Vex infiltrators." As they shared their evidence, Alex realized that this crisis had shown him something important. Humans might not have the advanced technology of the Lyrians or the cunning of the Vex, but they had something just as valuable: the willingness to help others even at risk to themselves. And somehow, that simple human trait had just turned their greatest enemy into a potential ally. 6 months had passed since the day Alex accidentally pushed those buttons and woke up his alien roommate. Now he stood nervously in the grand hall of the newly built Interstellar Relations Center, adjusting his tie for the 5th time. "Stop fidgeting," Linda Patel said beside him. "You look fine." "I'm about to address representatives from 12 different alien species," Alex replied. "I think I'm allowed to be nervous." After Nevari had joined forces with them, things had moved quickly. The evidence they gathered exposed the Vex plot to poison human-Lyrian relations. The fake Jack Porter and several other Vex agents were captured. Some human officials who had been working with the Vex were also arrested. Instead of covering up the incident, the government had made a bold move: total transparency. They announced the existence of the Vex threat to the public, along with the news that the Lyrians had helped uncover it. Almost overnight, public opinion about aliens had shifted from fear to cautious acceptance. Alex had been promoted to Director of Cultural Exchange, and Zeri had been officially named the Lyrian Ambassador to Earth. Their apartment, now significantly upgraded with both human and Lyrian technology, had become an unofficial meeting place for diplomats from various worlds. "It's time," Linda said, pointing to the stage. Alex walked up to the podium and faced the crowd. Humans and aliens sat side by side in the audience. In the front row, Zeri watched him with those now familiar purple eyes, her lavender skin healthy and glowing. "6 months ago," Alex began, "I accidentally pushed some buttons on what I thought was an old cooling unit. Instead, I woke up an alien who proceeded to rearrange my furniture, modify my toaster, and follow me everywhere." Laughter rippled through the crowd. What I didn't know then was that this accidental meeting would change not just my life, but the future of human relationships with other species across the galaxy. As he continued his speech, Alex caught Zeri's eye. She gave him a small nod of encouragement. "The Vex tried to keep us apart because they feared what would happen if we worked together," Alex said. "They were right to be afraid. When humans, Lyrians, and other species combine our strengths, there's nothing we can't accomplish." After the ceremony, there was a reception. Alex found himself surrounded by diplomats from various worlds, all eager to discuss cultural exchange programs. "You did well," said a deep voice behind him. Alex turned to see Neveri, now the head of the Lyrian diplomatic corps. "Thanks," Alex said. "I couldn't have done it without you and Zeri." Neveri made the Lyrian gesture of respect, touching his forehead briefly. "In our oldest traditions, we have a saying that the universe brings together those who can learn most from each other. Perhaps your accidental awakening wasn't so accidental after all." Later that evening, Alex and Zeri returned to their apartment. Despite all the changes in their lives, they had kept the same place, though it now barely resembled the simple government housing it had once been. "A successful day," Zeri said, removing her formal Lyrian robes and changing into what had become her favorite Earth clothes, jeans and one of Alex's old t-shirts. "Very," Alex agreed. "Though I'm exhausted from all that handshaking. Some of those aliens had way too many hands." Zeri laughed, a sound that had once seemed so strange, but now felt as natural as anything in his life. "You know," Alex said, sitting on the couch that was, thankfully, no longer attached to the ceiling, "when I first met you, I thought having an alien roommate who was obsessed with me was the worst thing that could happen. And now?" Zeri asked, sitting beside him. "Now I think it might have been the best thing that ever happened to me." He smiled at her. "Though I could have done without you reorganizing my sock drawer by thermal properties." Zeri tilted her head. "The system is much more efficient." "That's what you always say," Alex laughed. As they sat together, a comfortable silence fell between them. Human and alien, so different, and yet somehow perfectly matched roommates. What had begun as an accident had turned into something neither of them could have imagined. A friendship that had literally changed the world. "So," Zeri said finally, "about the bathroom schedule. Some things, it seemed, would never change, and Alex wouldn't have it any other way." The end.